this. What are we doing? There's some fucking 8. This game. I spent the last 3 hours last session, the whole session, 3 fucking hours battling this boss, and I never did get past it yet, man. 3 hours on one boss so far. I like learned its moves. Learned its moves real well. Got frustrated. Got way frustrated because the second phase is a lot more bullshitty. Kind of learned a couple little moves in there somewhere. Got numb at around the 2 hour, 2:30 mark. For like the last half hour, 45 minutes, I was on autopilot and I was getting real close. There's a couple times I got close, man. Like I got her down to about 20%. She's all green, but it's such a patient. This is one of the definitely the hardest boss in the game so far. And you gotta just have such patience in this. And to the best of my knowledge, there ain't even any of your alternative weapons that are really going to be an advantage in this fight because she's simply just too fast. And the whole dance of this fight is you got to do parries and then figure out when to counter attack, which is doable on the first phase, but the second phase is you really got to do a lot of dancing. It's gonna take me a couple rounds to get back into it. 1, 2, 3. That was too far away. It taps me one there, though. Oh, whatever. Oh, you're that bad. You're so bad. Oh, man. Fuck all that. Fuck off. I did it wrong. God damn it. Fuck you. Ah, God damn it. second stage, though. Remember to hit that fucking... Yeah, that was my opportunity right there. Shit! See, that's what I'm talking about. That feather attack is so bullshit. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. You know? Still can't get an attack in. Nothing. Fucking 3 hours to get past this again. There ain't a goddamn move she does that I don't know. But trying to get a fucking counter hit in is damn near impossible. In that second round. Second phase of it, it's just stupid. It's just garbage. Bullshit. Dumb. It's just such garbage. Fuck you. Bullshit! It's such bullshit garbage. It just doesn't register half the time. Fuck, why? Oh, because I got no feathers. Anything I can. on, you don't stand me right up into the middle of it. It's garbage. Fucking garbage. Garbage. Fuck off. Fuck off. That's just fucking bullshit. Bullshit. Fuck, I fucked that up. Basically gotta just wait till I get the right opportunities for this. Never go for the attack unless it's for sure the one that's there. Just be patient. Trying to fucking get a heal in! Had a little more help. That was the closest I ever got. That's just ridiculous. 2, 3s. Such cunty bullshit. It up. Come on. Shots in. Cunt, bitch. Wrong button. I was hitting the wrong button. I fucked that up myself. That was my bad. Oh. Son of a bitch. 3.5 hours we spent on this one boss. I mean, to say I've got it, I know what it's doing is an understatement. I just can't get it together. 1, 2, 3. Fuck, see? That's where you're bullshit. Bullshit. I don't know why I did that. That was me being dumb. Bullshit. And that's the bullshit that just pisses me off. Because I totally got the fucking thing in. You're telling me I did. And that, same with that. Garbage. Fuck. Fuck off already. You can't even get the fucking attack in. Even when you get the feather in. It's garbage. Fuck that up. That's my bad. Sucking cunt. Fuck you. Fucking bullshit. It's just bullshit. See, it's always got a tag or couple in there. They won't let you get like a full block ever. See? Cunt. Right there! I mean, it's the only time you're gonna get a chance to fucking do damage. And it's gonna cheat you out of it like that. It's just bullshit. Cheated. I fucked up there. That's my own stupid fuck up. Right there, garbage. I got close again. I buck up too much in the beginning, and then when I really need the health at the end, always kind of catch it towards the tail end of the fight. Like I can make the last 0 health last way longer than my other ones. I don't know why. Maybe I'm hyper aware that's my last health or something. I've done this so many times, I know exactly what the first moves are gonna be. Fuck you! Fuck you. Fuck you. Yo. I do that right, god damn it. Hunt. No. Fucked it up. Right there. That's the shit that aggravates me. I got no fucking feathers. Because I didn't have any. There's another phase? Oh. I was gonna be like, what the fuck, dude? That took me 3 hours and 45 minutes to beat that boss. Can't tell you how many fucking tries. Seriously though. 3 hours and 45 minutes, probably, I don't know. 30, 40 tries, at least. Jesus, criminy Christ. Yes, that is all that happened. Wow. that was something. Holy cow. By far. This boss battle. This game's so hard. Wow. Yeah, that's right. Oh, alright, hold on, we got a chair to sit. Yes. Okay. Start to play because I did this all day. Yep. I want this one. Also need. Needed to read. That was the Hermit Fortress Subquest 1. That boss was the first of the opening level boss was easy. That's like the main story boss. This one. What's up, Mind Rage? Oh, dude, I can't tell you how long that took. I can tell you exactly how long it took. It took about 3 hours and 45 minutes. And I don't know how many goddamn tries. Many tries. I would probably say at least 25, 30, 40 tries. And second stage is just there's no place to counterattack. There's so minimal opportunities to counterattack. If you blow it, you're just taking damage. Yeah, that one was rough. Roughest one so far in the game. Have you beat that one yet? Definitely the roughest one in the game so far. Yeah, totally 2 phases. Yeah, watch it if you don't have to better things to do in your time, but go to my YouTube channel. Name as my Twitch channel. But yeah, all my sessions are there. The last session was just 3 hours of me getting my ass kicked by it. The whole 3 hours. It's got 2 phases, and like it's all about getting the window to counterattack because there isn't much window to do anything. But she throws so many offensive attacks, it's not hard to block them and get the window for the green. But excuse me. But in the second phase, she'll just chain attacks after attacks after attacks and try. Even if you do a successful block and even a feather, it has this way of dodging your claw. So like you almost got to whittle it down half with your sword, some with your claw. Find these little teeny pockets that are almost impossible to hit. But yeah, that was rough. All right, what are we doing in here? Oh yeah, what was our objective? Find evidence of the coup. Coup de grace, which is an awesome metal rockish band from Minneapolis from the 80s, thousands. And then there's the Coup, brand duo. Cool for who they are. Only one way to go. Guillotine, bloody blade. Over here. Doesn't open from that side because of course it doesn't. But these guys are gonna seem like fucking cupcakes now. That's called a teaser because this door won't open from this side either. I know these games way too well at this point. Oh, yeah. Okay. Is there like 3 fucking couple guys up top there or what? What is happening? That's you just firing them off fast. Okay, let's get you out over here then. Good deal, dick. You're gonna shoot me off the ladder? Oh, you're not that clever. Yeah. Oh, great. Dude, do you stream? I usually check when somebody follows me. I almost always look at their page back, and if they stream, I'll follow them. But I don't think you were that. Do you stream or haven't streamed for a long time or something? I can't remember. But I definitely looked at your page at one point. Yeah, check out your shit. Little bait and trap they did in there. Oh wow, I was not paying attention to what I was doing. Obviously. Head in the game. I'm gonna say this is the hardest Souls game I ever. Its bosses are just fucking brutal. Like real Dark Souls, like Dark Souls 3 or Elden Ring. Yeah, they're probably a little more grand in scope. You know, the bosses are much more epic, but generally they're not necessarily all that hard. They just look really scary. Some of them are a bitch, but a lot of them are kind of like there's three kinds of Dark Souls bosses. There's the ones that are a trick, and I hate those, where you can whack at them all day but nothing's gonna happen until you do the trick. I just paused on the ladder there. And then there's the kind of Dark Souls boss where you know what to do and it's really, really hard, but you know what to do. And then there's the other ones where you know what to do and it's not that hard. Those are the three kind of Dark Souls bosses, I think. Yeah, my least favorite would be the trick boss. You know? The one where there's some fucking weird thing you ain't noticing. You could sit and whack away on them for eternity. Nothing's gonna change. So you go, oh, I gotta put out the fucking magic torch in the corner, and then I can hit him or something weird, right? There's a place for that in games, I get it. And they usually make it pretty fucking obvious, and I always feel stupid when I don't get it. Oh, wow, I just didn't even know where that was coming from. So, standing there, hanging out, contemplating life. wandering around. I suck so bad at these games. Come over here and fight me. Fight me! Alright, let's go. You stop fucking shooting arrows at me. Why do I do that claw first? It's a dumb move for me. Because we gotta do it the hard way. That's how we do it. I like how they have little snakes coming. Drop off here, right? What's that do? Go up as well. Go up. There's gonna be a mini boss up here, isn't there? And I got enough to level. No. Spearman, though. You should know all these moves. You know that's a double. Fuck, oh, I fucked it all up. I was trying to do fucking ninja move. It's fucking... And those should be something I just shouldn't even really... I mean, how many spearmen have you fought at this point? You know, how many times have you faced that moveset? You know, he's a mini boss, but... Oh, duh. Unlocked the dual plague weapon, but then put a second plague weapon. We got that one. Let's use one we don't normally. I like playing the electric guitar. Like that, we ain't fucking around no more. Oh, I should have saved that for the dude. Can I block it? No skill. Worthless worm. Embarrassment to your family. Yeah, you gotta sometimes just like start like a systematic. Okay, you're going around the right edges first. You know, and just kind of keep looping edges, and you know, you systematically eliminate everything. There was about 3 or 4 times this game I legitimately was like, I don't know where to go. And it was usually because I missed a ladder or something dumb. Or there was a branching path that I missed. Saw it when I was there, but then I didn't remember it until I came back to it, and I was like, oh yeah, this is here. And that would lead me to the new area. I don't know if you ever played Lords of the Fallen, but they had a really cool kind of OP mechanic to it that I didn't mind. I didn't hate it. And it was like, if you didn't know where you were going at any given point, you had this lantern. You could kind of just like right click on your lantern. It'd send out this little path of butterflies that would be like, you just kind of go over this way or go over that way. And it wouldn't like necessarily lead you like an Ubisoft beacon. But it would definitely just kind of give me go forward or backwards from this point, you know. Sometimes you just like don't even know where you want to go. And like these games are hard enough when you know where you want to go. Now watch these little things. But then you're just running in circles and you're like, where the fuck am I supposed to go? And that's when you start to play really sloppy. Oh, if you're a Dark Souls fan, check out Lords of the Fallen. When it came out, it got all sorts of shitty press because I think it was in a really bad state. I think they rushed its release, and people like Osmongold and shit were all like kind of shitting on it, and they're like they should have, they're pointing out very valid criticisms of the game, and they worked hard on the game. To their credit, they worked real hard on the game. Oh, I lost all that money, didn't I? I did. And I just played it 2 games before this. I played Resident Evil 4 Remake before this, and then the game before that was Lords of the Fallen. And I liked it a lot. It's somewhere in between this and Dark Souls. It's probably going to be one of the easier Souls games you've ever played. I thought it was very, very forgiving in its difficulty curve. And I mean, there's ways to set it harder. I always play things basically on their default normal setting, and would need to jack it up to master volume difficulty. Oh, I guess I do get my money. Cool. Wow, what am I doing? Get up right away. I can't get the blocks in. Yeah, it's a fun play. If you're itching for a Souls. Come on. Trying to get back to you. I don't know if you played Lies of P yet, either. I think Lies of P is like one of the best non-From Software games that's a Souls-like that was ever made. I can't recommend that game enough. It's got everything you want. Oh, I'm talking too much. Yeah, Lies of P. But yeah, it got Lords of the Fallen got a really bad rap when it came out. I was aware of its bad rap, that's why I didn't play it. But then all the people that had told me it was bad online, all the reviewers, somehow heard through the grapevine that they really, really shaped up the game, and then all the same people that told me it was pretty shady played it again. They're like, this is a perfectly fine game now. You know, is it Dark Souls? No, nothing is. And nothing will be. I found every one of these games, you know, they're aping about 80% of the core formula, right? But then they'll do like 25%, 30%, you know, well, they'll 100%, but then they'll change that isn't in any Dark Souls game. Like, this has got the plague weapons, this has got the feather counterattack, you know. There'll be just enough in it that makes it like, okay, this is a Dark Souls, but it's not Dark Souls, you know, and you have to master a different subtle mechanic that ain't in the games that you normally play like this. Liza P was really good like that. But Liza P, the one thing Liza P does better than almost any of these games, if not the best of any of these games, it actually has a really good story. Like, the whole Pinocchio bent of it is really clever what they do with it. And like, these games have just the loosest of stories that just give you the, you know, a reason to just chain together, whacking down enemies in a row. Oh, yeah, Liza P, yeah, you did it. Okay, so I'm sure you agree. What a fantastic version of these kind of games. Yeah, you're a beast, dude. When you decide you like a game, you go all in. I usually beat a game once, and I'm like, all right, good game. But you're like, fuck, I'm gonna beat this game. I've had people call me out on that because I say I beat a game, because I just made it from credit roll to credit roll, and they're like, that's not beating a game. You got 100% the game, and I'm like, all right, I'll give you that. Yeah. I'm probably using the word beat loosely. I've completed a lot of games. Oh, dude, you got to get 100% to complete it. You've done a playthrough of a lot of games. I had this discussion a few times. Because my About section on my Twitch page is a link to every video game I've ever beat. And by beat, I mean credit roll to credit roll. I don't mean I did it 100% or anything. But to me, I got the experience that the developers wanted me to get out of the game. You know, the core experience. Yes, there was probably much to the game I didn't feel, you know, because some games just have layers upon layers. Like Baldur's Gate, you know, Baldur's Gate 3. I don't know if you played that. That's in your category of game styles. But for that genre of game, there is no better game than Baldur's Gate 3. But it takes you... I mean, I played lots. I played a lot. I mean, a lot. And it still took me a couple months to get through it. It took me 175 hours to beat the game. You know? And that game has... All you gotta do is switch characters, and you get a game that's almost 60% different in playthrough. It'll have some of the main story beats will be the same, but a lot of it will be different just depending on what characters you're using, what decisions you're making. No, I have not played Stellar Blade. I don't know what it plays like. As a red-blooded heterosexual male, it looks fun. But I'm not going to buy a game because it's got good breast physics, you know. But I heard it's a really good game. But I guess I just don't even know what the game style is. I don't know what kind of game it is, other than it's some sort of action combat. But yeah, it got really good reviews. I wouldn't say no to that game. I guess I don't really have it on my radar to play, but I'm aware of it, and it looked like it probably wouldn't suck. But I couldn't tell if the hype was... Because it was almost to me... They got some hype, some heat, because I don't know how deep. Well, you're pretty deep into video games, so like, oh, it is a Souls-like. All right. Maybe I will get that on my radar. So you're way into gaming, so you're going to be aware of this. Western gaming, as you know, I don't want to get super uber political about gaming. I don't really care that much. I just have my own little opinions. But they've done something. There's just been this weird campaign where they like uglify women in video games because it's the Western mentality of the modern feminist movement. I mean, no disrespect to anybody, but it seems that like if you make a hot chick in a video game, you're being sexist, you're being exploitative, you know, it's coming from a negative place, and it's just like, well, you know, it's just that's making such a broad generalization to every gamer. Like you're reading a lot into it, and it's like I see some of the actresses that they'll base these characters on, and again, all due respect to all women and everyone's a beautiful snowflake, but like you know, you got an actress that's by all standards a 9.5, 10, you know, out of 10 on the beauty scale, and then they'll put her in a character that's a 6 because we don't want to objectify her beauty. I'm just like, why not? I don't mean why you should object, but just like you guys are making a problem that I just don't even think was there, really. You know, but maybe I just come from a different generation of gamers, you know? So I'm part of the patriarchy. I'm exactly the kind of person that they would think I would, you know, would hold them back. And I've just seen what a lot of that's done to Western gaming, and then a lot of Eastern gamer developers have just said, "No, we'll just keep making our cool games." And that's why they've been making the best games of the last, you know, 5 years or so, especially. And Western AAA games just keep falling on their faces, trying to get into that live service rut that nobody really wants. Because even when you have a good game like Fortnite, when it first came out, the reason it got shitty is because you made it all about the live service. And gamers can feel you just sucking the life out of the game and trying to get every fucking little greedy. Can I get that in? Getting every little greedy penny you can in. I'm gonna fuck this up. Yeah, I can feel I'm just out of sync with this. That's my little rant on Western, Eastern developers. You know, that's why Baldur's Gate did so well. They did not shy away from beautiful characters and ugly characters and violent characters and sexual characters and even gay characters. You can have gay characters in a game and people will be totally cool with it. But if you like, you know, I guess I don't know how to describe it. If you wedge it in a way that doesn't feel necessary or natural to the game, it feels preachy, and a lot of gamers reject it. I mean, nobody's asking for that shit. And every game that really gets soaked in it seems to, it's not even my opinion, they fail. All those games fail. Any game that's soaked in all that quote-unquote wokeness, I hate to use that word because it's a loaded word. It means different things to different people. But I think people generally know what I'm referring to. Like something like Veilguard got ruined by that. And even if the game didn't get ruined by it, just the atmosphere of it ruined the game of it. It ruined the whole vibe of the game because they made that too important. Fucking dragons. People discussing their pronouns in it. Like, again, all due respect to everybody, but most gamers just don't. That's not what they don't want it in their game. These games are fantasy games. They don't need to reflect contemporary issues. And if you want to make a game like that, and then watch it not sell, you know, I know that's a take that some people might get fucking itchy about, but It's like kind of like my opinion back with fucking what any fucking game sales statistics will tell you, you know. And that's why, as Eastern developers ignore all of that stupid stuff, that's why their games have pulled out ahead. Is it deliver more what gamers want, and they don't try to exploit you for fucking skins and live service, you know. Elden Ring, you buy Elden Ring and you get Elden Ring. You want some more Elden Ring, buy some DLC, you get some more Elden Ring, you know, but there's not like a battle pass, all the other garbage that they stuff in. All the while the industry tells us we all want live service games. I'm just like, no, I don't think most people do. They want a good game that happens to be a live service game. Well, all right, but then you'll all ruin it with greed, like you did with Fortnite. I wasn't even that into Fortnite. I played Fortnite when it came out because Battle Royale was a new genre at the time, and I really wanted to get into it. And I didn't have a computer that would handle PUBG and Warzone and all that shit. It wasn't out yet, so the only real first available free-to-play Battle Royale style shooter, it's Fortnite. And so me and my friends actually had a pretty solid gamer crew for Call of Duty and stuff at the time. And so we'd play Fortnite, you know, before anybody even used the build mechanic hardly, because they didn't really understand it. It was more, you know, it was so weird to see what that game turned into after a while. But we got our couple wins, and then Call of Duty came out with their version, which was just way better than Fortnite, in my opinion. I was never big on the whole little build mechanic. I'm like, it's a weird game. I see you too. All right, let's fight. All right, let me build a fort. Whatever. But, you know, you love it, play it. But yeah, they ruined it. They tried to live service it, squeeze every dollar out of it, battle pass it, skin it, cross promote it, special market, Travis Scott it with Ninja. It just got fucking like whatever after a while. And I wasn't even playing it. I was bored with it. I was saturated with it. I'm surprised somebody hasn't tried to make a Dark Souls live service game. No, I guess nobody's tried to or figured out the formula of how that'd work. Oh, you gotta get better on that one. Oh, come on. Am I going too early on? It must be. Pocket your heel. I went for two. Yeah. Whoops. Back up. I think I'm going too quick on that. Fuck it. Yeah, I got my first place wins. I saved the video. Then once we got our wins in a couple times, we're like, all right. Plus, we wanted to do it more. I mean, Warzone at the time was way more our speed. Older, you know. Didn't give a shit about skins and dance moves, all that shit. So. Fall off of here. Oh yeah, this is what the only thing is. I play a lot of different kind of games. It's a good game. I've been lately, the last like year or two, I've been trying to like. It's either going to be a Souls game or it's going to be something that's like Game of the Year or something that's really well reviewed. Like why I played Resident Evil 4. Because that's like I had never played one, so it was like, all right, it's kind of a must play at some point. You got to play a Resident Evil, so I beat him. What else we're doing yet? Gotta explore this map more now. Comes down here. This all comes back. Oh yeah, we go down. There's a way to go down as well. There's a couple games coming out that are Control Resonance. I don't know if you played the first Control. That went under a lot of people's radar. I really liked it. I thought it was badass. Had really good story. One of the best women protagonist main characters and voice actresses I've ever heard in the game. I was thoroughly impressed by this girl. I can't remember. The sequel came out, and it's all about finding her brother in the first game, and now in the second game you play somewhere in the future as her brother. And it's a kind of a combination of like telekinesis powers and really sick. You get like one gun, you get one pistol, but then there's all these alterations on the pistol. So it kind of ends up being a lot of different guns depending on how you put it together. I see that guy. Hope it's back to where we were. Yeah. And I was all fucking looking forward to Grand Theft Auto. It's coming out, and I mean, I'd have to wait till it comes out on PC, so I won't be playing it till February, March anyway. But I don't know, man. Sure, again, if you're following video game news in any way, you know what the whole deal is on that game. No physical copies. $80 for a base game, but $100 if you want all the shops unlocked. Otherwise, some of the stuff will be locked. Pay the $100 version. And it's like, really? And no physical versions. Just not even selling those. And then Sony announced that they're not, as of 2028, January of, yeah, any game they release, there will not be a physical version of that game. I'm just like, what? Like, how are people being okay with this? I was hoping that maybe there'd be some sort of like, I knew there wouldn't be much of one, but like some sort of boycott against GTA 6 where people would be like, no, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it until it's patched, and I'm not going to give you money because you guys are being greedy assholes about it. But it fucking sold $1 billion worth of pre-orders in the first hour. It set some fucking, I don't remember what the record was before that, but it just blew that right out the fucking water. Like, nothing has ever sold the way Grand Theft Auto 6 did on pre-order. And nobody's even played the game. And I've been following it a little bit, and all the writers that wrote on any of the Grand Theft Autos in the past that you liked, they're all gone. They all quit or retired. or whatever, but they're not. They have nothing to do with the writing of this Grand Theft Auto 6. It is all being written by people who have taken over the writing and have only pretty much wrote for some of the online stuff. And what I saw was real cringy. It was real cringy. And I mean, again, I'm not trying to piss anyone off, but Grand Theft Auto games were notorious for being very not politically correct. They made fun of everybody. They made fun of people with accents, different races. I should just go save at a chair. I got enough to level, and I got no more healths. You know what I mean? That's why those games were fun, because they pulled no punches. And they were kind of offensive, because they were supposed to be. Just go back to San Andreas, the number of fucking N-bombs that game drops, or even Grand Theft Auto 5. When you're in Franklin's hood, they talk the way they talk in the hood. It's not meant to be derogatory. It's meant to give flavor, genuine credibility to the flavor of the dialogue is all it is. It's not. I don't think it's meant to insult anybody. But yeah, they're dropping N-bombs left and right. Get back to the fucking... Oh, right through this door. If somebody's gay and somebody's hating on them in the game, they'll drop some words that are not considered very politically correct, But it's reflecting how reality talks sometimes. That's just and to me, if you're sensitive about that and that hurts your feelings, well, then maybe that ain't the game you should be playing. Make things soften up for you. I fucking hate that. It's just good. To me, the first time I saw a blood filter where you could turn the blood off in a game, I'm like, why? Why? If you're so goddamn sensitive to the blood in that game, play a different game. I fucking hate all of that. It's just me being a cranky old guy. But there's a billion games. For developers to have to take their time out and be like, well, some people don't like blood, and parents might want to buy the game for their kid, and maybe their 6-year-old kid shouldn't see. Yes, he should, because whatever it is doing, because it's a fighting game that normally would produce a lot more blood than even the game is fucking showing. You know what I mean? It's like, don't teach the kid that you can go up and punch people in the head and nothing happens. No, make the blood come out. I don't know. It's just that it's one little thing that's the softening up of everything and making masculinity or anything like that a bad thing. It's like femininity is good, masculinity is good. You want to be something else? That's good too. You be you. But it's weird in this weird climate that. To validate somebody else, all of a sudden other people have to not be good because they're the enemy now. And I don't know. It's a confusing time for an old fucker like me. I'm 55, dude. I'm old. I've been in this game for a while. I'm just old enough to remember when there were no video games. Asteroids, Space Invaders, Pong, all that shit came out when I was 7, 8, 9 years old. Pac-Man, 10 years old. I lived through all of that. I was the target market for all of that. Here's the old-fashioned hijinks we used to get up to. God, I feel old. Check this out. So back in the day, when you'd go to the store, yeah, totally. Back in the day when you'd go to the store in my youth, you'd get, if you wanted soda, you could get 12-ounce bottles of soda. They were awesome. You stick them in the fridge, they stay cold for hours, keep it bubbly. It was great. But you'd take those back. you'd pay a little extra for the bottles, and then you'd get those back on a refund, right? Right, everybody understands deposit bottles. Follow me here. We had 2 grocery stores kitty corner from each other right next to the mall with the arcade. We'd get on our bikes, and both stores would keep the deposit bottles all stacked right next to the exit doors. Kind of, that was just where they stacked them all. So we'd go in the store, and we'd kind of, as we'd go out the exit store, everybody kind of like, we'd all grab like 2 of these bottles, or 8 packs of bottles, and we'd pedal across the street, and then we'd give them to the grocery store, and they'd give you like, 50 cents for each 8 pack or whatever, because it's 1980, whatever. And then as we'd leave that store, our other 2 buddies would grab other 2, so we didn't want the same people coming in and out, and then they'd grab 2 and pedal back to the first store and turn those in and get their quarters, and then we'd go to the arcade and we'd play our games for an hour. We did that probably more times than we should have. We got caught. Childhood hijinks in the 80s when things weren't all corrupted and bad and shitty. I feel so bad for kids nowadays. Everything's fucked up. I grew up around a lot of music industry shit. I mean, there's a saying that says, I may be old, but I got to see all the good bands. And it's fucking shit. And like, just to go see a concert nowadays, $1,000. Hundreds and hundreds for tickets, fees, fucking just gouged at every corner you can for parking and food, and it's just gross. It's fucking gross. And I'm like, if you're a 16-year-old kid and you want to go see one of your favorite bands, or unless they're an underground band in a club, if they're playing any kind of professional arena level, yeah, hundreds and hundreds of dollars, if not into the thousands of dollars. When I was a teenager, a concert ticket, even a major one, might be $50. $10 for parking that you split between the 4 of you. Another 20 in your pocket for a beer or some soda. And that's it. I mean, you could easily have a day well under $100. The thing that would be most expensive would be a concert t-shirt. And I remember when I first started going to shows, those would be like $20 was the standard for a concert t-shirt. And then when I aged out, got like the last concert I went to see Foreigner last summer, $50 for a t-shirt. And I'm like, don't tell me t-shirts have gone up that much to produce a t-shirt. So, and of course, I fucking bought one for me and my girlfriend. There's $100 for 2 fucking t-shirts, yeah. But, and it was the second time we saw Foreigner. We saw Foreigner once about 8-9 years ago, and at that time they had like, out of the like 6 original guys, they still had like 4 original guys, and they sounded amazing. They were the best fucking. This won't mean anything to you or anybody listening, but I was in a band at the time, and Clare, Wisconsin, there's a thing called Decadent Cabaret, and all the local bands that are worth anything get asked to play this 2-day festival, 3-day now, I guess. And mostly they do cover sets and tribute sets just as a hits and giggles, And I went and saw Foreigner. Actually, I went to go see the Eagles. This is the shirt that I went, because I went to see the Eagles, but the night before was Foreigner, and we're just like, hey, let's go see Foreigner. It's at Summerfest. It was free. It was the same ticket price that got us in to see Eagles, and they just rocked our fucking world. I don't know how old you are, what you know about Foreigner or not, but if you're of a certain age, Foreigner's a pretty fucking solid rock band. I mean, I'm a metalhead punk kid, and I love Foreigner. I mean, they're the kind of band that everybody liked. Metalhead kids liked them, pop kids liked them, chicks liked them. Everybody could be down with a Foreigner song or two. And yeah, they smoked me so hard with their set. came back and I told my band, I told them we're gonna do a Foreigner set this year. I was just like, we're gonna do it. And the funny thing is, we were a 3-piece. Foreigner's like a 5-piece band. Singer, 2 guitarists, bass player, drummer, keyboardist. You know, sometimes they'll have backup chick singers to fill it out. And we're a 3-piece. So yeah, to say we fucking... I hope we didn't butcher it, but we definitely stripped it down and uglied it up a little bit. It's too bad. A lot of our sets are on YouTube, but it's like one of the few that I didn't get it down, and but most of the shit's on YouTube. If somebody else recorded it, put it up, and I thank them for it, because I was just never good at doing that stuff. I was too busy playing in the band to worry about recording the band, you know. But now it'd be nice to have some of that stuff. Come on. There. Do this. You get one of them. Alright, so you know Foreigner, so you know. You know. They're just a solid band, you know. But then we went and saw them last summer, right? Because we're like, they were so good 9 or 10 years ago. But they were playing real close to us, so me and my girlfriend went. It's alright. There's only one, there's literally like the only original member is the keyboardist. It was the singer that's been with them for like the last 15 years. Like, this is his final tour. A new guy who was taking over, who now would be the second singer taking over. At some point, it's not Foreigner anymore, right? You know, it just isn't. And the keyboardist got a really long extended solo, and it sucked. And so we never got T-shirts at the first show, and we kind of always like, we should have got T-shirts because they were so good. That's a 3, you know that. So we had to get shirts this time, and yeah, it was $50. Yeah, I've seen a lot of shows, dude. The Weird Life. Ran a music magazine out in California for like 12 years. And so that basically got me a chance to interview most any band I wanted to. And passes and tickets to most any show I wanted to go to. Oh. Yeah, gonna do a lot of shows. If you're really curious, it sounds like I'm bragging. I'm trying not to. It's just luck and a lot of hard work. But on the link that's in my About section, that links to all the video games I've ever beaten. It's kind of like a site as a kind of my resume site, sort of. I use it for freelance gigs. It's like basically all the shit I ever did with design and writing and photography, and there's a photography section there, and you'll see a lot of the bands that I took pictures of, and if I was taking pictures, I might probably interview them. And a bunch of pictures I got. I never was big on, like, I always felt hammy about asking for selfies with star people, and so there was a lot I passed up the opportunity on that I could have got, but I was just like trying to just be cool and chill and hang out and not be all fanboy about it. But there was a couple that I was just like, I can't get a picture, you know. Nobody else was around. It was during interviews, so it was cool. But yeah, I'm not trying to name drop to impress anybody. Like, one of my favorites was Phil Anselmo from Pantera. Got to interview and get a picture with him. Tom Herrera from Slayer. That was awesome. Randy Blythe from Lamb of God. That was awesome. Rob Halford of Judas Priest. That was awesome. I was supposed to have an interview with Lemmy from Motorhead once, but I got to the venue and nobody knew where Lemmy was, and the publicist was kind of freaking out. And she's like, he'll be here before the show. Don't worry, he'll be here. And I was like, it's cool. I get it. They're on their own fucking beat. Shit. Fuck this one up. And then it got to be an hour before the show, and he still wasn't there. She's like, I got people looking for him. He's around here somewhere. We'll get this hooked up. Half hour before the show, she's like, I'm not sure we're going to be able to do before the show. I really don't know where it is. 10 minutes before the show, they don't know where he is. All the bands have played. Lemmy's nowhere to be found, and everybody backstage is freaking out. And all of a sudden, he just comes walking in the door. And they're like, dude, you're on stage in like 5. And so they hand him his bass. And he's like, cool. Somebody hands him a beer. He walks up on stage. Kicks it up. What do they want? And I talked to the publicist. She's like, yeah, he was down the street at some bar playing pool. He knew what time he had to go on. She's like, he's not that big on interviews. But while we were waiting, she said Mickey D, the drummer, would do an interview. And I was like, fuck yeah, I'll do an interview with Mickey D, the drummer from Motorhead. And he was a really sweet, super cool guy to talk to. So while it wasn't Lemmy, he was awesome. I mean, that guy's seen shit. You know, the drummer for Motorhead has seen some shit. Fuck, I'm not getting the things in. Before. Oh, and then I fell down. And then I ate it. I relate to it a lot because I didn't go on like tour with a band or anything like that, but I've met Cameron Crowe. I know who he is. Friends of friends, and I don't know him or anything, but I've been at the same party and met him, and was like, oh wow, okay. So yeah, I'm very much aware of his career arc. I fell into writing. I was just always good in English and writing and literature stuff, but when I was in California, I had no money because I was in a band. And I was still back when you had to buy music, right? And I just had no money. And I was in a music store one day, and there was this really shitty little paper music rag for free, but they had music reviews in it, you know. And I was like, I wonder if they are interested in. I could do music reviews, and I could get free CDs then. I could trade them in for the CDs I want. So I emailed them, and they were like desperately in need of a music editor and a good music reviewer. So yeah, I just kind of fell into it. Ended up working with them for a few years. A very long story, corrupt story of a horrible guy who ran it. But me and a buddy ended up just starting our own magazine. It did fairly well during its time. Print media in general struggled really hard to stay afloat, and independent print media all the more, because everyone's just moving to online. But I was there in the height of the 90s and out in California. Yeah, I was in San Diego. When Blink was breaking, they were just a club band when we got out there, and then all of a sudden MTV picked one of their songs to be like the theme song for the Warped Tour, which was like its first year of the Warped Tour, and that was absolutely monster the first year that came out. And so every promo slot had Blink on it. They were just Blink at that point. They had to add the 182 because once they got kind of big, some other band had it. Yeah, those guys are goofballs. I've seen those guys a few times in a couple weird places. They did a big like world tour thing, and then when they returned to San Diego one year, they played this weird, unannounced show at this little club that held about maybe 150, 200 people. And they didn't use their name. There was some other stupid name they made up, but I knew their publicist. And she's like, you want to go to this? And I happened to live in the neighborhood of San Diego where it was. It was like 4 blocks from my house. And the place never had shows like that. It was just some weird little dive place that had a weird stage in the back. And all of a sudden, one of the biggest bands in the world at the time playing back there. It was like a homecoming show for just their friends and family and stuff. And, you know, just to like come back and not be in front of an arena, you know. I got some pictures from that show. I probably sound like I'm like bragging, or something. I'm not at all. I'm a very lucky, dumb kid from Wisconsin who stumbled into a lot of opportunity out there. And obviously I had to become a big, rich and famous rock star, but I got to pretend to be one for a while and party next to a lot of them. It was a good time. A chapter of life now. Definitely cool to have experienced. And I think it was good to experience it when I did. I moved out there in 1996. And I lived out there till 2008. And so it was before all the homeless crisis, before the fentanyl crisis. Meth was the big thing then. And, I mean, I'm not going to say meth isn't dangerous, but it isn't the boogeyman that fentanyl and heroin are. You have to kind of make yourself get crazy on meth a little bit. And it wasn't the problem that I see out there now. I still have really good friends who live in San Diego, and I see videos of neighborhoods I used to haunt, and there was never any homeless there at all. In most of San Diego, there was a little bit of like bum vagrancy around the beaches. But those were homeless by choice. Those were people that were like vagabonds, you know. They weren't necessarily destitute. They were doing this by choice. Yeah, you went to Warped Tours a lot? Yeah, cool. Pop punk was not my deal. SoCal punk was not my deal. I grew up on like Ramones, and Circle Jerks would have been West Coast punk for me. And old school punk, a lot of stuff. The whole pop punk thing was a little... I do this every time I walk right in it like that. Yeah, we were a little bit old for it. We were in our mid to late 20s when we moved out there. And that was kind of more of a teenager thing. I mean, you're a little bit younger than me. But it was cool. I mean, it was cool to be in the epicenter of it. I mean, it was a fun time in music. It was fun. It was very fun. You know, especially when Seattle was kind of the counter big style. Oh, I'm not paying attention to my... You know, the other big style of music would have been Seattle, which I absolutely was in love with all of that shit. My band was probably more in line with that than it was with anything going on in Southern California. But that's more serious music, you know. not a lot of fun being had in the Seattle scene. Good music, but yeah, not Warped Tour out in the sun, skating ramps, fun kind of music. I saw all them bands. I like the Vandals. That was a band I got turned on to in the Warped Tour. They're pretty talented. They got a lot of range of shit. I think who else I kind of liked from that scene. Pennywise, they were alright. I've them a bunch of times. They're a little bit kind of SoCal bro punk, but it's all good. Everybody was all about Sublime when we moved out there. And I didn't hate them, but I just didn't like them. They weren't my style of shit. Yeah. All the power to anybody likes them. I didn't think they sold. Their little reggae thing wasn't my deal. But they're from what's it, Huntington, I think, which is just north of San Diego by LA. Yeah, it was right before they broke. They probably broke within a year of us moving out there. So everybody's like, you gotta hear Sublime. You gotta hear Sublime. You've never heard anything like this, dude. And I heard it, I'm like, okay, they're doing like weird beach scene white boy reggae. Okay, I get it. And then the dude ODs right away as soon as he's starting to get famous. Way to go, dummy. That might have sounded cool, but as a musician who's been around a lot of musicians who don't get those chances, even though they work just as hard and might be in just as valid of a band as any of those guys ever were. When I see somebody get those fucking breaks, they get those chances, they have that kind of career, and they're like, no, I want to do a bunch of heroin and overdose on it. I can't just fucking smoke a bunch of weed and fuck all the hot girls and party a lot and not have to do shit but play my music and have everybody love me, and I'm not paying attention. I'm ranting about Sublime, San Fran? Are you sure? Are you sure? If you're saying that from knowledge, I'll believe you. I would have put money on it that they were from, like, if it wasn't Huntington Beach, it was one of those beaches around there between San Diego and LA, but maybe I got that wrong. Maybe they were just always playing around there and I associated it with them or something like that. I was almost certain they were, but I get things wrong all the time. Those are good times, though. Oh, shit. Wow, I just like getting worse all of a sudden. To be fair, I took a bunch of goings before and kind of kicked it in. I feel like we're getting a little bit drifty. Sometimes it takes, I got kind of a high tolerance, so sometimes it takes an hour or so before they really start sinking in. Yeah. This all of a sudden, like, I'm rambling about shit, but that's all good. See, I was right, though. Ask where Sublime's from. I bet you it's Huntington Beach. And if it's not, it's right around there. I'm usually pretty good about that stuff, but, you know, I'm no encyclopedia. But again, that wasn't even my theme at all. Like, my business partner in the magazine I did, his cousin is the drummer of No Doubt. They're from San Diego. And so they were just like kind of this weird college party campus band. They didn't even really play much in the clubs that I saw. They were like on this, they were really like kind of a college-y band. I don't know how to say it. But they were huge. They were huge on campus for like 4 or 5 years. Like everybody knew who they were. And if you ever go watch, like, go look up early No Doubt, it's good. She's amazing. But it's very reggae ska. It's super reggae ska. Like they leaned way hard into it. It was good, but like it kind of put them in this one sort of category of bands. At some point they decided they would expand on that wisely to their career. Yeah, never been the biggest fan. It's not my style, but I can see talent when there's talent, you know. Fucking super talented. Oh, man's good. But yeah, I never met her. But I did meet her drummer. I didn't care. He's a nice enough guy, though. A lot of the bands I was really into and around at that time, they didn't really break. Like, it was a weird time because, like, Deftones, they were a club band playing around San Diego that we were into. First time we saw their name, we thought the Deftones were a ska band. Their name's the Deftones. That sounds like a ska band. Ska was big at that time. There were a lot of ska bands at that time. Ska and like big band was kind of a big genre. Big band, voodoo daddies and cherry poppin' daddies and whatever. But then I said something about them being a ska band, and somebody's like, "No, dude, I'm not a ska band. There's something else." And we found a song on a compilation once, and we're like, "Oh, it was seven words," which is an amazing Deftones song. You know it, you love it. And we're like, "Holy shit, this band is brutal." You know, we caught them in the clubs a couple times, and then within a year or so from there, then all of a sudden they just blew the fuck up. Snot was another band I was absolutely just enamored with. Love that band so much. I don't meet too many people nowadays that know it's not what it was as a band. But if you were into that whole System of a Down, Korn, Deftones kind of scene, there was a band called Snot. It was so fucking cool. And they would have been just as big as any of those bands. They had one album, did really good. They were on Ozfest. Everybody loved them. And then the singer got in a car accident. And it wasn't even like drugs or alcohol. It was middle of the day. It's just a really fucked up highway. And him and the dog that's on the cover of the first album got dusted. And that pretty much put an end to that band. And it's too bad because they would have been as big as any of those bands. I'm moving in slow motion. It just be a bitch. Right. The goal of the day has been accomplished. To beat that fucking boss, dude. Alright, this guy's gonna fall down right on top of you. Alright. This is the guy we're having a hard time with. For it. Oh, they got the rocket. You know, you're aware of Snot. Again, you gotta be into that kind of music, you know. All music is subjective, right? You know? what's an amazing band to one person kind of sucks into some other person. But yeah, for that genre of music, I thought they were just so cool. What's like your style of music? What's your preferred? What are a couple of your favorite bands? Or what's like the last live show you about to go to? You even can't afford them nowadays. That's a joke. Or, oh wow. Look, I cannot get that in there. I can kind of get back from it. Oh, I'm out of... Oh, I'm not. There we go. That's cool. That chick's fucking got pipes, man. Oh, her name. If I could pick, I'd pick it out of a multiple choice. Yeah, they're like real big, erratic. Well, not, but real big metal. Like their sound is huge, with her voice behind it. I'm not like super familiar with them as far as like listen to them. I couldn't name a song, but I totally know what their vibe is. They're a pretty good band. That chick's definitely a powerhouse. Press forward from here. Of course I can. I don't know what I was thinking I was gonna do there. Oh, you prick. Yeah. Let's do this. More heals. At least I was like, yeah, that's an older band. God, I can't remember what they... Are they kind of like rappy-ish? They got kind of like a rappy vibe to them, if I remember in the right band. Remember the name. Not quite as familiar with those guys. What does that do? There. Right here. Okay, yeah, now I got a different beat in my head. I can remember that name being around. Yeah, but yeah, it's a name I've heard a lot fucking time. Yeah, it's about the only way to see good bands is have eclectic taste. You might be able to see more medium tier bands that are as good as any arena show, and not get just fleeced for everything. I mean, I prefer to see a band in a club, if like a smallish to medium sized club. I think that's the perfect size. My favorite club in the world size-wise would be First Avenue in Minneapolis. I think that's absolutely perfect. Got upstairs balcony, got food if you're hungry. Something happen. It's general admission on the floor, so you can get right up in it if you want to. Okay, that was a bit anti. I didn't really have a favorite club in LA. The Palace was okay, but it was fucking expensive. I remember I was at the Palace, and this is the 90s, mind you, maybe early 2000s. And I went up to the bar and I ordered a Jack and Coke, and I put a 20 on the bar. They came back with this fucking 4-inch tall plastic piece of shit glass. And he looked at the 20 and he looked at me like that 20 wasn't enough. And I said, how much is it? And he said $18.50. The fucking chutzpah. You know what I mean? $2.50 ain't enough of a tip. You better put something more. I'm not even picking up that 20. That was his whole fucking attitude. I'm like, you gotta be shitting me. Really, dude? Okay. I threw another $5 down, and I must have stumbled on where I needed to go. But yeah, that was some shit, man. $18.50 for a piece of shit drink. 20 ain't enough to pay for it. That's some LA shit right there, boy. For a kid who grew up drinking in Wisconsin bars, my brain just don't process that. Here. Yeah, that's the best way to see it. It really is. Is you know, bands like to get paid the big arena prices. Don't get them. You know, they all want to get paid, but most bands want about that medium-sized club, a medium to large-sized club, but not quite a big, not an arena or even an auditorium. You know, where there's people so far back you can't even see them. Those are always my best memories of shows. Like, I was so in the scene, I got to see a lot of really good bands before they got big, so that's the kind of... I got to see Tool at First Avenue when they were first coming up. It's like... it was so raw, and just the music, because they were just starting out, so they didn't have a big giant production. I mean, if you go see Tool anytime after they got big, it's super cool. It's almost like Pink Floyd. It's a whole fucking thing. But you're very disconnected from the band. They're in their own fucking world, and you're just there to watch it. But back in the day when you could see them in the club, you were just like right up in it. Maynard's a fucking freak. Die in here. What a fucking chair. Actually got his autograph. I'm not a big autograph hound either, but that show actually at that club, one of my friends worked at the fucking bar there. So we were hanging out after the Tool show, after it was technically closed. The club was closed. And me and my buddy were playing pinball. Waiting for my friend to get done. And it was right by the side doors where like the tour buses would be. And all of a sudden Maynard comes shuffling by himself right behind us, and my buddy was playing pinball on him. Hey dude, Maynard just walked by. I was like, no way. And just kind of saw the door closing, so we went and looked out the door, and he was signing an autograph for two kids. And it was a weird thing. So we're like, yeah, I guess I want my ticket signed. And I actually had a fucking pen on me for some reason. So I walk up to Maynard. Hey man, that was a good shot. He doesn't say a fucking word, right? He's a really short guy. He's like 5 foot. I'm like 6'1". He's like 5. Maynard, that was an amazing show, man. He's like smiles and nods his head yes. And we're like, hey, can you get an autograph? And he's like, yeah. You know, he doesn't say a word. He just nods his head yes. So I hand him my pen, right? Instead of grabbing the pen to write, he grabs the pen like this. Okay? So now he's standing there holding the pen like this, looking at us. So I have my ticket in my hand, and I want him to sign the back of that, right? So I hold the ticket out with my one hand, thinking he's going to take the ticket, sign it. No, I'm holding the ticket, and he starts to try to like scrawl on the ticket. So now I got both hands, and I'm holding the ticket out in front of him. And he scrawls an M and a J and a K. And my friend doesn't say a word. My friend just looks at him, and he holds his ticket out like this too with his two hands. And he turns and he goes, M and a J and a K, and hands the pen back. And we were both just like, yeah, man, that was a great show. And he just like smiled and turned and shuffled off into the night. He never said a word. Just smiled and nodded his head like a creepy little goblin. But he was kind to stop and give us a creepy autograph. And I still have that ticket to this day. Oh, Mind Rage. That's not a bad band name. That's not a bad band name. Not at all. I give that a solid 8. What's local? What's local to you? What's a local band to you? Where are you local to? There's a fucking... Here, there's gonna... I knew there'd be one. Knew I was near when I could smell it. I don't know what you just did. Oh, Little Rock, Arkansas, huh? Right on, home of Bill Clinton. There is a sketchy ass airport outside of Little Rock, Arkansas, that got some pretty weird rumors about it. Like, if I'm to understand the truth about it, it was to where the CIA will take. I should probably say this online. I mean, it's public conspiracy, I guess, but it's where apparently the CIA will shuffle people in and out through a weird small private airport outside of Little Rock. You know, like if they want under the radar shit to be going down, and somehow fucking Oswald, the Kennedy thing, he somehow had come through that airport too, and it's a weird private airport. You just don't fly in and out of there accidentally. It's I'd have to look back. It was a while ago before when I got all that information, but like, it's a pretty sketchy thing. But I know Arkansas has some beautiful country. That's going to be a boss. That's why this is right here. So I'm going to have to call it a stream because I'm too fucking start a whole boss fight. And it said the first 45 minutes of this stream, finishing that boss, it took 3 hours of the last stream and I couldn't finish it. So the last 5.5 hours, 3.5 of it, 3:45 of it was spent fighting one boss. So, but hey, I appreciate you stopping by, dude. So it's a mini boss. Yeah, it's still gonna kick my ass. I'm spinning. I appreciate you stopping by. You obviously got really good taste in music and shit too. So, yeah, I'm gonna call it a night. Pass out here in a little while, but yeah, this game's awesome. I really like it. It's super hard, but I really like it. So I'll keep fucking dealing with it, man. Hope I bump into you again, dude. Hope you have a good night. Check y'all later.